you.
Close to you. Close to you. Close to you. Close to you. Close to you. Close to you. Close to you.
You're a falling star, you're the getaway car, you're the line in the sand when I go too far. You're the swimming pool on an August day, and you're the perfect thing to say. And you play it coy, but it's kinda cute. Oh, when you smile at me, you know exactly what you do. Baby, don't pretend that you don't know it's true, 'cause you can see it when I look at you. And in this crazy life, and through these crazy times, it's you, you make me sing your every line, your every word, your everything. You're a carousel, you're always well, and you light me up when you ring my bell. You're a mystery, you're from outer space, you're every minute of my everyday. And I can't believe that I'm your man, and I get to kiss you, baby, just because I can. Whatever comes our way, I will see it through, and you know that's what our love can do. And in this crazy life, and through these crazy times, it's you, you make me sing your every line, your every word, your everything. And in this crazy life, and through these crazy times, it's you, you make me sing your every line, your every word, your everything, your every song, and I sing along, 'cause you're my everything. Yeah, yeah. So la 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 la. Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars, and let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Song, let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you.
How sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you. I needed the shelter of someone's arms. There you were. I needed someone to understand my ups and downs. There you were. With sweet love and devotion, deeply touching my emotion. I want to stop and thank you, baby. I want to stop and thank you, baby. Yes, I do. How sweet it is to be loved by you. Feels so fine. How sweet it is to be loved by you. I close my eyes at night, wondering where would I be without you in my life. Everything I did was just a bore. Everywhere I went, it seems I'd been there before. But you bright enough for me all of my days. With a love so sweet in so many ways. I wanna stop and thank you, baby. I just wanna stop and thank you, baby. Oh yes. How sweet it is to be loved by you. It's just like sugar sometimes. How sweet it is to be loved by you. Whoa, yeah. You were better to me than I was to myself. For me, there's you, and there ain't nobody else. I wanna stop and thank you, baby. I just wanna stop and thank you, baby.
real life. Hey, who here is just so tired of Zoom? And I mean, it is just like, come on, it's crazy. I mean, it really is. As a
It might be their
psychologist,
first time interacting with real people in a long time. How many of this is the first time out of the house in a year and a half? Anybody? Okay, never mind.
one person.
Good.
You know, but I mean, we're just used to sitting in our living room or our den or our bedroom
I did wear pants.
or our bathroom and doing business.
It's good, yeah.
Can I say that in church?
Doing business?
Tammy says that's not a good. This is Tammy over here. That was not a good way to go, huh? Okay. Bathroom and business does not go in the same sentence. Okay. Who would agree with Tammy?
I don't know.
Who says, who cares? Come on. We're going to have fun tonight. We are going to have fun tonight.
All the announcements for this church, I had to use the restroom before. They're all right there in a strategically placed in the bathroom. So if you want to know anything about this church at all, just go into the bathroom and it's all right.
Got rules?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to. Anyway, go ahead.
Now, there's candies and waters if you're thirsty over to the side. You just donate whatever you can. But then they said you couldn't bring it in here. But if it's got a cap on it or a lid, you can bring it in. So I made sure that my candies have a really strong cap on them, you know. And so I shouldn't say that, should I? We might get kicked out.
Don't leave any milk duds under the seats.
So anyway, so we're supposed to warm people up, and I brought.
I'm pretty warm. I don't know about how many of you are warm.
I'm just always curious. Whenever we do this, Richard, I want to know who's been married over 50 years. I'm always just curious.
Okay, so is there anybody in the room?
5-0. Anybody?
Stand up if you can. Well, you're not. Your wife's not even there. It doesn't count. All right.
These are youngsters.
All right,
These
here
are
we go.
youngsters.
So I told Al Ray. Al Ray is out at the table for marriage team. I told him to be ready for this because they've been married 50 years. But you guys, can you stand up? It's okay. I'm just checking. All right. Now my name's Richard. What's your name?
Richard, I think that was rude. That was just rude. These
Ron
look
and
like
Peggy are
energetic
smiling.
people.
They're smiling.
Okay.
Just let's go past that. Okay, so 30 seconds or less, what's your best advice for how to stay married over 50 years?
Laugh a lot.
Get along well, yeah.
Laugh a lot and get along well. Give them a big round of applause.
All right. Hey, I want to hear about, because you know what, there's a lot we can learn from people that have done it, you know? And I know a lot of us have done it, but they've really done it.
For 50 years.
Okay. This is supposed to be PG, isn't it?
That's right. Keep it clean.
Okay. What would you say is the secret to a long marriage?
Treat your wife as good as you do your best friend.
Like that. That's is
nice.
Great.
Very nice.
Do you have anything for your dad?
Just be friends.
Just be friends.
'Kay.
That's good.
You said you've been married 50 years. There's nobody here. So did she make it?
She's here.
Oh, come on down. Come on here. All right. He claims to be married for 50 years. We need someone to certify.
Substantiate this. Make sure it's true.
So you guys stand up for just a second. Say your name.
Greg Mitchell.
Kathy.
All right. So what's your best advice for these younger couples?
I always say the wrong thing, so
Okay, Kathy, we're leaning on you now.
Just there's no other choice.
I like that.
There's no other choice. All right.
You
that's
make
good.
a
I like that.
commitment and you stay true to your commitment. Great advice. Okay, right here. Now, who am I talking to?
Gary.
Joan.
Joan. So what is the secret to 50 years?
Yes,
Anybody
dear.
else been married 50 years?
Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay. You know, that's great because you know what? In this crazy world, especially with COVID, you know, it's been hard on relationships. So I'm just curious, Nobody else is watching. Nobody will notice when you raise your hand. Who has had in the last year more conflicts at home? More conflicts at home. I think there's a lot of liars in this room.
We're not going to ask what they were. We don't want to create another one.
There's been, for how many people have there been more Netflix or cable TV in the last year? Yes, maybe a lot more than you ever wanted. How about board games? Did anybody get into board games? Board games,
Puzzles. I heard puzzles.
Puzzles. I don't like puzzles. Tammy brought out a puzzle the other day, and I just can't get into them. I mean, I can do the straight parts, the edges.
Anything that takes longer than 5 minutes.
But after that, I am
You lose your
gone.
attention.
How about more books? Has anybody read more books? Or for the rest of you, how many listened to more audibles?
So I was asking Steve this earlier because Steve has actually written several books that are out on our table, Every Marriage Matters. Who has read one of Steve's books? All right. Okay, so stop by the table and look at them.
There's one.
All
Tammy
right.
didn't raise her hand. I'm not sure what that's about, but we'll deal with that yesterday, which might take us back to the first question. But how about eating more food in COVID? And you know what? I'm proud of it. I am proud of it. I mean, more food is good. I
gained the COVID-19. Anybody else out there? They did COVID-19?
We are supporting our grocery stores and our farmers.
They're essential workers.
They are struggling.
I want to support them.
I think we should support them even more.
All right.
I mean, come on, we can do this. We can do this. What else do I have here? Oh, more music. We're going to be enjoying music tonight. Anybody gotten more into music or? Nobody here, okay. Well, when we hear a couple of you.
By the way, this is called audience participation. I know it's been a long time, but sometimes when you're out in public and there's other people, it's okay to speak out loud and to show enthusiasm. I know when you're just face-to-face with your computer, it's a little bit different, but when you're in public, it's okay to just speak out and not let us struggle up here.
So, that is a good reminder because we have lost our ability to really reach out. Social intelligence has decreased. People are yelling at me more. And then when I leave the house, it even happens more than that, I mean, there's just a lot. People are irritated.
That's not good. It's not good.
Who has felt more impatient in the last year? I mean, things just frustrate you. We're used to things going our way.
That's right.
And
I have people cut me off in traffic and then honk at me. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, maybe they like you. Maybe they think you're a handsome guy or something.
Maybe they recognize me from.
I don't know.
Marriage Matters.
So I am curious on dating. How many people have gone on dates during this COVID time? They've just said we're going to go on dates anyway.
We're looking for a very creative date idea that you could do even if we were in lockdown mode. Has anybody done one like that?
Really?
Where you were locked down and so you had to do a date and it had to be in your own, space. So do you mind telling us about it, young lady?
Carpet picnics.
Carpet picnic. Does that mean like picking things out of the carpet and eating it? Because we have a lot of that with kids.
Well, you've got somebody else in the same
sorry.
row.
Yeah. I'd pass you the mic, but you have to yell loud.
We did a board game, but created our own currency for it. So,
Don't get too specific there. Walking the dog. Okay, so there were consequences to losing the game.
You guys, this is my side of the room, and Richard's side is now 2 ahead of our side. So
Thank you very much.
We need a creative COVID idea for dating. Thank you. I need help here.
He set up a surprise picnic for me in the backyard.
All right.
Very
what
nice.
a handsome guy. Come on, give him a hand.
Come on, you guys. Okay.
Especially those on my side, okay? Okay, now I know there's at least 3 or 4 more people on my
There's somebody
side.
way back
okay,
there
okay,
has a
over
great
here.
idea.
Good, good. We're
Steve.
moving here. We're moving.
Anyone else over here have a terrific? Okay, never mind.
Why, hello, Ron.
We're gonna let them catch up.
Nice, yeah. We did family dinners in the park and socially distanced.
All right.
Yeah.
In Hawaii.
No, that was just us in Hawaii. Yeah. We did go to Hawaii though.
I saw that on Facebook. You know, you can't get away from anything. Thank you. So,
You know, it's
we'll
okay.
accept one more person to see who can break the tie. And oh, good. They raised their hand first.
All right.
I'm ahead.
I was going to say, how many of you have hugged somebody who was not a family member for the first time? You can recall it now because it's okay. Anybody do that? Okay. Now, it could change tomorrow, but so far, we're still happy about interacting and touching people.
We built a fort and watched movies, and we painted each other, and we painted each other.
Okay, well, hold on
Anyways,
right there. That's about
you
enough.
get the idea.
Yeah, let's stop. Let's stop right there. Wow.
This guy, Tammy.
That
We're gonna
got-
get together with that. We gotta figure out. It sounds like a fun date.
That got colorful fast.
Okay, okay. So I always am curious, has anybody gotten married during the COVID? Since in the last.
Oh, look, right here, right here. Okay,
here?
guys, so where did and when did you get married?
April 2nd in Washougal.
And was it a
Of
public place,
2021?
or you're in someone's backyard, or
Black Pearl.
the Black Pearl? That sounds pretty
Now,
mysterious.
now wait,
Wow.
wait. I'm seeing another one here. You know, we're supposed to be giving prizes away.
Yeah. Okay.
What's the deal
Well,
here?
you have to tell them before they answer the question now.
Well, I think they.
Okay, which couple has gotten married during COVID? Anybody? Oh, you guys. Okay, congratulations. There you go. Good job.
So who raised their hand up here? Okay, good, good. Everybody back. Good. We're gonna win. You didn't get married?
Steve has all the
Okay.
prizes.
So tell us about when did you get married? About a month ago. All right. Did you honeymoon or anything? So when and where do you want to honeymoon? This is your opportunity. You can say anything that you want, and now there's social pressure because everybody's watching. Everybody's watching.
Somewhere in Mexico.
Okay, all right. Well, you can do that. That's going to be fun.
We drove to Tijuana on our. It's not. I wouldn't recommend it though.
Is there
go
another
further.
couple that's been married?
Oh, you guys? Okay, where? They're hiding somewhere. You're pointing at empty seats. Who are you pointing at? Did you guys just get married? Oh, I thought you were pointing out someone who just got married. Okay, take out another card and give them a prize for something.
Okay, that's right. Oh, well, you know what? Do you guys need a card? Do you guys need the Starbucks? No, they
Steve's
do.
supposed
They
to be
do.
handing
Okay.
out cards.
I've got Starbucks cards. I've just got to give away. It's just kind of the rule. You understand?
That's nice.
Let me see if I have one more left. Okay, here's one for you. And let's see if I have. That's it. That's it. Sorry. So, but you know what we get to do now? We get to listen to the Joy Haley and Friends.
That's right.
And so everybody, come on, a big cheering. They are fantastic. Woo!
Well, hello. How are you guys tonight? So good to see you in person here, real people. Well, we're going to do some fun songs tonight, some oldies, but some goodies. You are welcome to dance, sing along. I know that you will know some of these. And we're going to get started. Like a fool, I went and stayed too long. Now I'm wondering wondering if your love's still strong. Ooh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. And that time I went and said goodbye. Now I'm back and not ashamed to cry. Ooh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Oh, here I am, baby. Oh, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Oh, here I am, baby. Oh, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. I've done a lot of foolish things that I really didn't mean. Seen a lot of things in this whole world. When I touched them, they did nothing for me, boy. Ooh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Oh, here I am, baby. Oh, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Oh, here I am, baby. Oh, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Oh, baby. Oh, here I am, baby. Oh, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Oh, here I am, baby. Oh, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I hope for, all I long for and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you.
Oh, thank you, Joy. And we're going to get to hear a whole bunch more of Joy, Haley, and the band later on. But right now, I just want to encourage you guys. We are here for a date night challenge. And part of Comedy Night is to encourage you to, in the next month, go out on 4 dates. See if you can do 4 dates. We need to get back to living again. We have been holed up too long. You can eat outdoors. You can go on a hike. You can do a picnic in the backyard or a picnic on your rug. You can do, just get out there and have some fun. We need to be, gathering together. Maybe you go on a double date with a friend. Ask somebody out, to double date with you guys and just have a great time. We really need to get going on that. So, hey, we are going to get right into comedy. We've got a combination of comedy, challenges, great music, and real life experiences. That's what we're doing right now. So right now I'm going to welcome Andrew Slater. He's been on Conan. He's been on Comedy Central. He's got a podcast called Calvary. So let's give Andrew Slater a great big welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here. Oh my gosh, this is so nice. This is a long way from the musty church basements I am used to, right? This is quite a bit nicer. Oh my gosh, but thank you so much for coming out. I know we're here celebrating Every Marriage Matters, and I know we have some single people here, right? Single people, where are my single people at? Go ahead and round of applause. Couple, okay. I am married. My wife and I, we met about 7 or 8 years ago. We met before these dating apps were very popular, okay? So we never got a chance to use any dating apps. We never got a chance to swipe, and we have some single friends. It looks like a lot of fun. They're swiping left and right. They're having a good time. We're never going to get a chance to do that. So instead, we use the marriage app, which I don't know. Are any of you familiar? Is anybody out there on the marriage app? It's called Zillow. Does anybody else Zillow? Oh my gosh, there are so many homes on Zillow in different area codes. It is endless. That's all we do is Zillow each other now. We don't send late night texts. Our texts late at night are just 2-bedroom craftsman styles in up and coming neighborhoods. We were on Zillow. We couldn't afford a house. What were we doing on Zillow? I'll tell you what we were doing. We were catfishing real estate agents. That's what we were doing. Like, hey, you said your budget was a $780. Surprise, $320. But we did. We moved to Portland a couple years ago to buy a house because we lived in LA. We couldn't afford it down there. So we moved to Portland. We did buy a house in Portland. My wife was much more, knew more about houses than I did. And she would take me to these open houses, and I felt out of my element. I didn't know how it worked, I felt like they knew that we didn't belong. They could smell the renter on me. You know what I mean? That's how it felt. Because they would try to weed you out, They would ask questions to see if I was serious, just to test my knowledge. They'd be like, well, it's gas heat. Oh, that's good. Whew. Gas heat, yeah. All right, well, let me ask you a question. Does it take regular? Because I'm not a big premium guy. I don't know if should be telling you that or not. We do. We did buy a beautiful house, though, in Portland. We're so lucky and so happy to have it. Sometimes, though, I've been traveling more lately, and I tell people we live in Portland, and you get this reaction. They're like, oh, my gosh, like it's World War III or something. And I'm like, honestly, it's not as bad as they make it seem on the news, okay? But we have been overtaken by something in Portland. I don't know if anybody lives in Portland or near. I assume most of you, and we have been overtaken by something in Portland, I think we can all admit, and that is these free little libraries. I don't know where you guys stand on the free library, but we got to get rid of these things, okay? There's too many of them. Because I check every free little library. There's never a good book in there, okay? There's not one good book. It's all the garbage dumpster books, okay? Here's the inventory at every free little library. This is what it is every time. It's always 7 weight loss books, a German-English dictionary, and an already filled out Sudoku. That's every single free little library I've ever been to in my life. And maybe the free little library would be a cool idea if the big library wasn't already free. You know what I mean? I can go get all the books for free anytime I want. Why are you competing with the big free library? That's a great American social service. It's not like I'm going to buy a house and put out front the free little fire department. Just an adorable little red fire station, and inside is a damp sponge for all of your fire. emergencies. We moved from Los Angeles, California. It's a little different down there, of course. One big difference, here's the thing. Like in LA, if we wanted to get rid of an old couch, right? We had a great system. We would take it out to the front curb. Yeah, that was it. Somebody's from LA. Yeah, that was the whole system. And then they would go away. I don't know how, but they went to couch heaven. I don't know what happened, but it always worked. Now in Portland, they do a little bit different. Now in Portland, if you want to get rid of the old couch, what do? Right? You take it out of the front curb, and then you put a sign on it that says free. Like, oh, thank you for the price check on the trash couch. I appreciate that. I can't tell you how many times I've been driving by abandoned furniture and be like, hey, honey, do you think we could afford that? Do you think they take half off for the bird poop? What do you think, dear? But I know what you're thinking. You're like, no, you put a sign on it that says free so people know to take it. It gets rid of it faster. It's like, no, that is not the fastest way to get rid of your old couch, okay? If you're really trying to get rid of your old crap, do what I do, okay? Put it in a giant Amazon box and leave it on your front porch. That's how I get rid of everything now. I don't even pay for garbage service anymore. I put everything into Amazon boxes. I don't sort my recyclables either. It's a great system. I leave it out there. The city takes it. It works. No, it was quite the year for me and my wife, though. Beyond, I mean, it was eventful even more than you would have thought. We had a baby, our first baby during the pandemic. That's right. She's 7 months old. Little, we've been married for 6 years, but we wanted to wait until the end of the world to have kids. So we're repopulating. So you're welcome. No, it's fun. It's fun having a baby. We're very excited. My mom's very excited. Oh my God, it's her first grandchild. She has 3 boys. Nobody had given her a grandchild, so she's very excited. And she deserves it. She deserves a little excitement in her life because she's had a tough year. On top of everything else, she works in healthcare. On top of everything else that's happened to her, her name is Karen Slater. That's her real name, Karen Slater. Yeah, there's been a lot of blowback for the real life Karens. People forget. She didn't do anything wrong, but now she's getting all this Karen hatred. I just wish that insult had been around when I was a kid, I would have paid for that, to have that in my back pocket whenever I needed it as a jerk 12-year-old. Like, what's that? I need to finish my vegetables? Okay, Karen, let's take it easy. TV time's up? That's a real Karen move, to have a TV time? I don't think. No, she's a great mom, calls all the time, which is nice. But even before the baby, she'd call me quite a bit, but she would do this thing that's very annoying. I don't know if anyone can relate, but every time my mom calls me, the first thing she does is to apologize for waking me up. Right? It doesn't matter what time of day it is either. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, did I wake you? Oh, did I catch you sleeping? Did you just wake up? It's like, no, Mom, it's 12:45 in the afternoon, okay? How lazy do you think I am? I've been up for 20 minutes already. Give me a break. That was before the baby. No, she's a great mom. She wanted to see the musical Hamilton. She'd never seen Hamilton before. Yeah, and some of you have seen it, I take it? Yeah. And I don't want to brag, but I do have a Disney Plus account. It's like, you know what, Mom, this one's on me. Don't tell anybody, but go ahead, treat yourself to the password there. I'll change it after, no big deal. And so I did that for her. I was like, yeah, go watch Hamilton on Disney Plus, And then 3 hours later, I get this review of Hamilton from my mom, which to me is the most hilarious review of Hamilton I think that exists. It was just one text, and it said, I didn't know it was a rap thing. That's what she said. It's like, yeah, Mom, it's a rap thing, and I don't think you're helping with the whole Karen problem, so I'd keep that one off Facebook if I were you. No, but I assume we have a lot of parents here tonight. Parents, where are my parents at? Clap if you're a parent. Oh my gosh. Everyone can tell you how to raise your kid, right? That's the first thing that happened to me. People just started unsolicited just telling us exactly what we should do, how to raise your baby, and then you look around in the world and you're like, seems like you guys did a pretty bad job. What happened? Was no one taking anybody's advice? What was going on? I don't know. It's a lot of decisions to be made, though. You know, there's a lot of big things. Like that was one they told us how much. They were like, don't let them watch screens. Limit the screen time. That was big. No TV. Limit this. So I looked into it. My wife and I, we looked into this screen time debate, and we've decided we're going to go with 100%. Yeah, we're going all screens all the time. I was ready at the hospital. The second my baby came into the world, I put a virtual reality helmet right on her head. And my plan is to make her think she's in Mario Kart for 18 years. Going 18 years of Mario Kart, and on her 18th birthday, I'm just going to unplug her from the Matrix and let her loose. And be like, hey, I'm your dad. Nice to meet you. You can't shoot turtles at people anymore when you get upset. That's kind of a bummer. And you have to move out. But good luck out there. Schools, that's a big question, right? Where do you send your kid to school? There's so many choices now. When I was a kid, you just go to the school, you know? Now there's, you know, these private schools and international schools and charter schools. I didn't even understand what a charter school was. I tried to figure it out. I Googled it, and it's like charter schools are private, but they're free, right? So it's like you want to be an elitist, but you can't afford it. That's kind of the vibe. You know what it's like? It's like going to Applebee's and complaining about the wine list. That's what it feels like. So I go, you know, we like public schools. We're both public school kids, so we wanted to go. And it's not just because we're broke. All right, that's a coincidence. But like I said, I lived in Los Angeles for a very long time, and they have 1 million private schools in LA. They're big on private schools. And they have this one. It would always crack me up. I'd drive by it. It was the Harvard preschool. Yeah, I'm not making that up. The Harvard preschool. And I used to drive by and I think, what is going on that is so much more advanced at the Harvard preschool than the regular preschool? You know what I mean? Is it more rigorous finger painting? Is that what it is? Are they making connections that they can use later in life? It's like, oh no, I'm going to get this job. I went to preschool with this guy. Yeah. We go way back. I hope he remembers. But then I thought, how is it even legal? Can you just call yourself the Harvard whatever? Doesn't the big Harvard get upset? And the reason why they could call themselves the Harvard preschool, and I'm not making this up, it was because they were on Harvard Street. Yes, it was the biggest hustle I've ever heard of. That was so great. They opened a school on Harvard Street to trick these rich, dumb LA parents into sending their kids to the Harvard preschool. It's inspiring to me, honestly. Because like I said, I live in Portland, I live near Apple Street, and I've started my own business, Apple Computers. We're not affiliated with the other Apple, but we do sell laptops I steal at Starbucks. So if you guys need someone to watch that for you while you use your bathroom, I'm your man. No, it is. It is nice being a dad now, you know. It's a lot of responsibility, you know. I'm trying to take better care of my health. That's one thing. I'm going to be a dad. I want to live a long time. Make sure this baby, you know, has some. I got life insurance. Never had life insurance before, okay? 36 years old, didn't even know about it. So, you know, people like me, what do? I Google it, and I find something online. I start typing in for your health stats. Next thing I know, I'm like, okay, I got life insurance. Well, they just don't take your word for it, okay? I was unprepared for that. They sent a nurse to my house to double check all my info that I'm telling you right now, I lied a lot, okay? COVID-19, double that, all right? I was not very honest. So now this nurse is coming over and I'm sweating it. I'm like, I don't want to pay $1 million for life. So I had to project good health, you know? So I put on jogging clothes and I waited around the block for her to show up. And when she came, I jogged up like, woo! Yeah, oh, you just caught me. My morning 6 miles. Takes me a little longer these days. I wait for all the crosswalk signs, you know, safety first. Can I offer you anything? Like an elderberry smoothie or few minutes in the hyperbaric chamber. But I'm going to get, either it's going to be good news or bad news, you know. I don't know when this report comes back. But I think if it's bad news, if I do have to pay more, they should try to frame it in a positive way. You know, it's like, hey, bad news, your premiums are going to be a little higher than you thought. But good news, you don't have to pay them for as long as you thought. So it can work out. I don't know. So yeah, I went to the doctor, you know, I hadn't been to the doctor in forever with not just COVID, but, you know, I'm a comedian. And so not great health insurance plan in this business. But I just went to the regular, you know, just the regular doctor. Do you ever go to that doctor, just the primary care? They're like barely a doctor. You know what I mean? Like you don't take anything they say. No, I know that's not really fair to them, but sometimes I feel like I could be a primary care doctor. That's all I'm saying. Like, does anybody here tonight have an ailment? Something that's bothering them? No, yet nobody? Yell it out. What do you got? Teenagers? Well, that doctor you would have had to see a long time ago, so I can't help you with that. No, but does anybody have, you know? Headache. Okay, you know who you should see? The head doctor. That'll be $950. Use promo code Dr. Slater and check out. 20% off. Okay, so I go see this doctor now, and what I forgot, when you go to the regular checkup, they weigh you in as part of it. And like I mentioned before, not ready for that, okay? Startled me, all right? And that, because there's no Peloton in my house. It was a rough quarantine. There's no Peloton. There's no Nordic Track. We spent all our stimulus money on Postmates. All $27 Chipotle burritos. I didn't know it was possible to pay $27 for Chipotle, but they made it possible. And that's the fattest feeling in the world, okay? The fattest feeling in the world is not when you're on a scale, all right? The fattest feeling in the world is when you take too big a bite of your burrito and you get some of the wrapper in your bite. Have you ever done that before? That is a fat feeling. The only thing that makes you feel fatter than that is when you just swallow the bite. You're like, I don't have time to go fishing around in there. I'm hungry. So I'm heavy, like I say, and the doctor addresses it, you know, brings it up. I don't know if she sees my chart or whatever, and she goes, Andrew, I'm a little, but the way she brought it up was very insulting to me. Yes, because she goes, Andrew, I'm a little worried here. Have you been eating a lot of canned food? I'm sorry, what? Canned food? Do I look fat and poor? Why does it have to be canned food? You know what I mean? I can't be like a steak and whiskey fat guy. You know, they exist. Canned food. I think it's because she could see my health insurance plan. You know, she knew. It's like, nah, this guy's on the bronze plan. He doesn't have Wendy's money. You know what I mean? He doesn't have 4 for $4. How's it physically possibly gained weight? It must have been with dog food. And that's true. These doctors, they're very elitist. You know, they see your economic situations in life. They make assumptions about your lifestyle, you know. I complain about my shoulder. She's like, oh, have you been doing a lot of sign spinning? Yeah, you might want to be careful with that. Maybe cut out the flips for a few weeks, okay? Have you been wearing a barrel instead of clothing? Because that can put a lot of strain on those joints. But man, you guys are a lot of fun. I do have to wrap this up here in a second, and we have so much great entertainment for you the rest of the night, so I don't want to get in the way. But I will say, if you want to come see another show one day, I have a website. It's andrewcomedy.com. Just fill out the information for the mailing list, and I'll only send you emails when I have a show in the Portland area, which I do a lot because I live here. So if you want to do that, just go to andrewcomedy.com. That's the best way you can help me out. And I'll tell you, thank you. I will tell you one more story before I get out of here. First of all, I am so grateful to be here. I can't tell you how hard it was to be a comedian during a pandemic, okay? It was rough, all right? So I will never take this for granted again. I even miss traveling. I hated traveling. I used to have to go to the airport every weekend, and I was not good at it, by the way. I'm not a good flyer, all right? One time, I got dropped off at the airport. I got out of the car. and I realized I'd forgotten my luggage. Has anybody ever done that before? Just bring nothing with them to the airport for a week-long trip, and now it's too late to go home to get your stuff, right? So I have to just walk into the airport empty-handed, like a real suspicious character, by the way. That'll get you a lot of looks. You know, like, one ticket anywhere, please. Yeah, thank you. So I'm going to Indiana, right? And I get off the plane in Indiana with nothing, like I'm Jason Bourne or something. I've been dropped in for a mission, which was just to go to Walmart and buy a bunch of crap, because that's what I did. I went to Walmart, I bought out the plate, you know, a week's worth of stuff at Walmart. I felt like I was sponsored by Walmart for the week. Like I was the worst NBA player of all time. I got a Walmart deal. And that was all very strange, okay? That was strange enough, but I wasn't thinking ahead at Walmart because I didn't buy a suitcase. Yeah, which they sell. It did not occur to me. So now I'm walking through the Indiana airport with 2 Walmart plastic sacks filled with my dirty socks and underwear as my luggage. Now that's worse than having nothing, okay? And by the way, you can't check Walmart plastic sacks. I tried. That's a carry-on. So I had to go through security with my sack. That, you know, and everyone's making fun of you. By the way, I'm sweating it the whole time. I was like, is it even legal for me to bring single-use plastics back into the state of Oregon? Like, am I going to have customs waiting for me? You know? Oh, I was nervous. I was flustered. So much so I tried to just walk through the metal detector with the... He's like, no, put them on the conveyor belt. I'm like, X-ray? Dude, they're see-through. Look with your eyes. X-ray with your eyes. I was so embarrassed. I called my wife, you know. I was like, oh, my gosh, everyone is making fun of me and these stupid Walmart sacks. And this is what she said to make me feel better. This is what she said. She goes, well, did you tie the sacks shut? Oh, yeah, I should have tied my Walmart plastic sacks. I think that was in GQ, actually, that every man should know. So, and I know some of you are probably thinking, well, why didn't you just throw them away? What's the big... It's like, no. That was a week's worth of brand new outfits from Walmart. I'm not just going to throw away $16 like that. You know what I mean? It's a waste. So anyway... I'm just sitting there. I'm waiting for him to call my group, you know, and like I said, I used to fly pre-pandemic every weekend, and I was smart. I stick to one airline. You know, that's what you should do because you get loyalty points, and if you do that, you fly a lot, you stick to one airline, every once in a while, they will bump you up to first class. Yes, and I am not lying to you here tonight when I tell you they bumped me up to first class on my Walmart plastic sacks flight. Yes. You've never seen more confused faces in your life than when they call first class and I stand up with my sacks like it's the first time I've ever seen an airplane. I felt like I was in Pretty Woman. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, remember me? Big mistake. Huge. I get on the plane, the flight attendant's confused, but before she can say anything, I go, please, miss, hang these with the other coats. And yes, I will have some champagne. No, I don't need a glass. Just fill up the Wendy's cup. What's that? No, I don't want SpaghettiOs. Why does everyone keep asking me that? That's it for me. My name's Andrew Slater. Thank you so much. AndrewComedy.com. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. And now, back with the Joy Haley Band.
Listen, baby, ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough, baby. If you need me, call me, no matter where you are, no matter how far. Don't worry, baby, just call my name And then the spell was cast, and here we are in heaven, for you are mine at last.
Oh, and now you know why we have Joy Haley here. I mean, what great music. And again, she will be back. And now for the headliner, we've got Joy and Carol Shores. They've just become empty nesters. Tuesday. So I'm not sure what their house is going to look like. They are professors at Asbury University. They are drama coaches. They are comedians. And so let's give them a giant Portland welcome.
Woohoo!
We are so thrilled. We are so thrilled to be back in the Portland area. I love this area, and we love this church. We were here 3 years ago, had a fantastic time with you guys. So excited to be a part of Date Night. I'm Jim Shores.
And I'm Carol Anderson Shores.
Together we are Acts of Renewal.
And yes, we are actors and speakers, and we have a passion for marriage. And so we love to kind of bring that all together with some time to make you laugh, learn some things, and encourage your marriage. And who doesn't need some encouragement, huh?
Amen.
Yes. So how are we going to do this tonight? What are we going to talk about?
We're going to talk about the surprising habits of happy couples. We have friends, Jeff and Shanti Feldhahn. They're Harvard researchers. They actually went to the real school, not the street in Los Angeles. And they did a survey. They developed a survey that they gave to hundreds of married couples. And they had the women, the wives, take it in one room, the men take it in another room, so they couldn't help each other. And they divided them up. They had themselves divide themselves up into, are you highly happy? Are you moderately happy? Or are you struggling in your marriage? And then they pieced together who was it of these couples that both answered highly happy, and they asked them what habits they engage in regularly in their marriage. And that's what we're going to share with you tonight. What are the secret habits of these highly happy couples? Because they're easy to employ and they make a difference.
So we're going to do this in 3 parts. We're going to look at the top 5 things that men said were deeply pleasing to them. Then the top 5 things that women said, the wives said, were deeply pleasing to them. And then we're going to look at 3 habits. It doesn't matter what the gender is. It's just what they participated in together that cultivated to make their marriage happier. And so we're hoping that these can provide some super easy things that you could take home with you and see what happens when you employ them in your own marriage. But
the first one, we're not going to tell you what it is. We're going to show you with a little theater piece. Okay?
Oh, gosh.
Hey.
Hey.
How was your meeting?
Oh, my word. Oh, that was so ridiculously long.
Yeah.
Here, we could have gotten through that meeting in 20 minutes, but Joanne actually has to argue about every single point of everything. And I'm checking the time because I knew I had to come home and finish.
Ta-da!
You cleaned the kitchen.
Yes, I did.
Oh.
Come here.
Oh, thank you.
I knew that meeting would go long and you wouldn't want to clean it up, so I did it for you.
Oh, this looks so good.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Oh, nothing. I was just this little spot thing
I
right
just
there.
cleaned this.
No, I know. It's marvelous.
I know.
Oh, and look, you did all the pots and pans. You get this coffee pot?
Yeah, I just cleaned that.
Oh, yeah. Well, sometimes you got to get grit into the little grooves there.
All right.
Oh, this is so wonderful. Save me a
I
lot-
literally just swept the floor.
Yeah, these crumbs get right in there under the overhang. But no,
Okay.
that's wonderful.
I'm going to go to bed.
Why?
No reason. So, what is he needing? Yeah, appreciation, a thank you. So the number one thing, 72% of all men, 79% of the highly happy men said they found it deeply pleasing when their wives said thank you. And not thank you, but next time could you do this, or thank you, but it's thank you, full stop, period. Because if you say thank you, but, that makes you a thank you, but, and you don't want to be that, right? So just see what he did and say thank you. And the second one is like unto it. You see what they did and you say, you did a great job. Now, they have to do a great job for you to say that, but maybe you could lie a little bit, right? So men love to feel appreciated, right? We love to be effective. And if we do something and you see that we did it and you say, thank you, you did a great job, that is deeply pleasing to most men.
What does it men speak for?
I love you, right? That is man speak for I love you. I see what you did. I appreciate it. That feels like the biggest I love you we could hear.
And so number 3 is mention in front of others that he did something well. And I would say that you just heard our youngest son launched off Tuesday to drive from Kentucky to LA, made it there yesterday, thank God. And Jim created such a leave-taking blessing for him, took him on hikes, hung out, made him his favorite meal, and he
a
did a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So number 3, mention in front of others, brag on him in front of others. The fourth one, 88% of men said they found it deeply pleasing when she says that she desires him sexually. I mean, right? So that means,
and
guys,
you can say
maybe
that
do some
in
sit-ups.
a lot of different ways. Yeah.
But I mean, absolutely. This is the one you married, and it's important to guys to feel like they still got it. So mention to him, hey, you're hot, right? I want to get in bed with you. So that's as far as I'll take that. Number 5.
Number 5, 88% again, that she says to him, you make me happy. And you do.
Thank you.
Not all the time. But that's reality, right?
Right. But does he do things that does make you happy? If he does, what are those things? Tell him, mention them. Right.
The things we don't say that would be so simple to say that would please his heart.
Yes.
Okay.
So now we're gonna switch the focus. We're gonna look at women.
No. We're gonna give them a chance to talk.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Yes.
So Jim he's got his PhD in communications, and he's the one who taught me. He said, this river of information, it can keep rolling over us, and we remember so little of what we're learning every day. But the way to do what? To make it stick is to do what?
To contextualize, right? The best form of learning is for you to take a principle and contextualize it to your life, or in this case, to your marriage. So we'd like for you to turn to each other for just like a minute.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. And 2 minutes exactly. And what we're going to have you do is there anything up here, guys, that kind of resonated with you, that might be deeply pleasing for you or a little bit pleasing? So take just a minute
So if
or
we
two.
can bring back up the list so they can take another look at them of the 5 things.
There we go.
So guys, you talk about what on this list really does mean something to you. Every marriage does matter, but it's also every marriage is unique. So take 2 minutes. We'll bring you back at the end of that time and just turn to each other and talk about this list.
And so I drew a new face and I laughed. I guess what I'll be saying is there ain't no better reason to rid yourself of vanities and just go with the seasons. It's what we aim to do.
think conversation's dying down. Good. Now, let this be conversation that you continue after this, because these habits are like making a 2% correction on the steering wheel. Doesn't seem like a big adjustment, but it can keep you from driving off the road, right? And so, and the other puzzle piece is it's a habit. So it's not just something you do one day, it's something you pick up and you start doing it every day. And after 6 weeks or so, it really honestly is an ingrained habit. Now we'll turn and take a look at women. That's why we have two of us up here.
So we've got the top 5 things that went through these surveys stated that happier couples, women, the wives said really pleased them. So this is not the top one, but it's one of the 5. And so let's just see if you can guess what this is.
Yeah, the meeting's down the hall. It's to the left. I'll be there in a minute. Great.
Oh, hey, how you doing? What do you need?
I just called to say I love you. I just called to say how much I care. I just called to say I love. The meeting already started? The boss is asking for me? I'll be right there. So, what is that habit?
What do you think that is?
Yeah, thinking about her in the middle of the day, sending a text or an email, right? And just saying, I'm thinking of you. What a great habit and how easy to get into. Now, men are compartmental in their thinking. So when we first got married, Carol I'd come home and she'd say, did you think about me today? And I'd be like, the teletype was like, not once. And it's not that I don't love her, it's just I'm compartmental. So guys, maybe write it on your calendar, call your wife, right? You can do this. But the number one thing that women find most pleasing is a private display of affection. Just taking her hand, putting your arm around her at a movie theater, or while you're watching Netflix, or just, you're hanging out in the kitchen, just letting her know that you love her through touch. The number 2 one was
this one. Send a text, a message, a voicemail, middle of the day, no special occasion, just that you've thought of her, you love her, it makes a difference.
Number 3 is a public display of affection. Now, that's like, you're standing in the church lobby, you put your arm around her, or you take her by the hand, you're walking across the parking lot, you're at an art opening or something like that. It's just this sense of like, I'm with this person, I love this person, I claim this person, I'm her, she's mine, we belong together. It's deeply pleasing.
So number 4 is that he sincerely tells her that she's beautiful. Notice sincerely is the operative word.
That's right.
But sometimes guys, it's true, sometimes guys think if they say the words, they've said the words. But so is there anything special you need to do with that?
Well, it can't be like, yeah, you look great, let's go. But you know how a little girl, that loses you points. So you know a little girl, oftentimes she's got on something pretty, she'll spin and be like, how do I look? Well, your wife, when you've been that thing that women do when you're ready to go out the door and they go back in for 20 minutes, right? And you're just like, what could you possibly be doing? I thought you were ready. And then they come up and they're like, well, I had to change my scarf. How do I look? That is not the point at which to go, I don't know, just can we go? That's the point to say, you look great. You're beautiful. So, deeply pleasing, number 4. Number 5, I love number 5. He pulls himself out of a funk, an emotional nosedive without having to be asked. That's amazing, right? I catch myself, I want to blow up, I want to pout, I want to get peevish, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to pull myself out of a bad mood on my own. Nobody's going to have to ask me. I'm going to be a grown-up. Deeply pleasing to the
90% of women across all levels of marriage said this deeply pleased them. And I want to add one more on the she's beautiful. It makes a difference when Jim looks me in the eye touches me in some way to
You
just.
are beautiful.
And sometimes I go, really? So ladies, don't dismiss it, like accept it. So that's part of the deal too. Okay, so we got these 5 things for women. Does that fit every woman? I would say for me personally, I pull something from the guy list. Yeah, public display of affection, great. But for me, for him to thank me, appreciation, deeply means something really deep to me. So we're going to add a little crazy rule here. You're going to talk with your husband and share from this list, or if there's something you remember from the men's list that really also speaks to you, you got 2 minutes to discuss this. So the idea is, guys, just listen, take note, bring this back, and you will have presented a gift of love to your wife, because you will know what she needs. So let's take 2 minutes and get that conversation started. Turn to your spouse, and there's your list.
Okay, so keep these conversations going.
So why does it matter doing these things? What does it really say? I mean, we can do all these things, but what's underlying that?
Well, I think somebody's saying, hey, the other night we went to that date night, you said this habit makes you happy, I'm going to do that habit, is a way to say I love you. Love is a verb, right? We choose to love. It's not just a state of being, but over time, as we choose to love, to do these habits over and over again, it really does become also an emotional state. I choose to do these things, and when I do them, you feel love, I feel love, and we are happy.
And love becomes a noun.
Yes.
But studies have proven that these small, powerful actions make a difference as you like drops in the bucket, a positive, make a difference in the quality of your marriage, the atmosphere in your home, and they just aren't that hard to do.
Yes, so now we're going to turn the focus to 3 habits that doesn't matter, men or women, this is just very helpful in your marriage. And again, see if you can guess what this is with this theater piece. Hey, have you seen my coffee cup anywhere? I need to get out the door before 8 o'clock to beat the traffic.
I'm not seeing it, but listen, can you just watch these eggs for a second? I gotta go move the laundry from the washer to the dryer.
Oh, yeah, I already did that.
When did you do that?
I was walking by, just saw it needed to be done, so.
Thank you, thank
Welcome.
you. I really appreciate that, but could you watch these eggs? Because I gotta run upstairs, get the kids up. I have to get the gas. I gotta fill up the car before I can get them to school.
Oh, well, I'll give you 5 more minutes because I did that last night.
Why did you do that?
Because I couldn't get home if I didn't. Your car was on empty. But in fairness to me, I didn't just fill up a little bit, I filled it all the way up for you.
Well, Thank you so much. Makes
You're
me
welcome.
calmer in my head.
Well, I'm going to go get the kids up.
No, wait a minute. I thought you had to get out the door.
I'm completely ready. I just can't find my coffee cup.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. But listen, why don't I just make you a fresh pot, and that'll be finished by the time you get the kids up and come back down.
Yeah, that sounds great. Thank you. So, what is this practically perfect couple in every way doing? Kind of want to smack them, don't you? But what are they doing right? Right. They're like filling in the gaps. They're being generous. So highly happy couples would see a need and fill a need. They were generous in their acts of service with one another. They weren't mean-spirited. They just were like, what needs to happen here? I'll fill the need. You fill the need. Together, we'll fill the need. And they did not have an attitude, and hopefully we won't have an attitude of scorekeeping, of like, I've been 40% nicer than you have been, so I'm going to hold off until you catch up with me. But instead, you just keep on serving one another out of reverence for Christ. And, you know, it's never even, is it? Sometimes one person is really carrying more of a load, or maybe they're sick or dealing with a disability, and we have to make up the slack.
So 60% of happy couples spoke about that they knew that part of the habit that they enjoyed in their marriages, they knew that their spouse would pitch in and help them when they were in a busier time, where it wasn't even, but they would pitch in and help. Only 30% of struggling couples could say the same. Their complaint was that their spouse would either refuse to help them or not even notice. So what I found was really fascinating about this is they did an actual study on this very thing. And those who said this was a habit in their marriage and it really did make a difference, they also stated that this was not their natural impulse. This was a learned habit, a choice. But what they found is, as they made this a habit, that they kept at it because of the great results. And you could say, well, that's fine if you're both doing it, but what if the other person just never, what if it's one-sided? And so studies show that even if one spouse starts this action of generously giving, they will not only be happier, not expecting a return, but it will gradually change their spouse to start doing the same over time. So it's kind of like canoeing. You're canoeing, and the person in the back always has to do more. They're always working it more, and the person in front is helping, but there's moments where they glide. And then when they land and they get back in and they switch, then the other person has to do it so that in time it all evens out.
So Carol was directing a show this fall, and she was directing a show this spring at the university where we teach. And sometimes when she gets going with that, she'll just have such a full schedule. She'll be up at 4 a.m. grading papers, go teach classes, then she's getting ready for rehearsal, then she's rehearsing at night and taking care of the tech, and gets home at 11 p.m. And she'll repeat that like for 4 days. Well, guess who's not shopping for groceries or cooking anything or doing laundry? So, of course, it's going to be me, right? And I'm not resentful because she's working herself to the bone. And so sometimes I'll actually make a meal, bring it to the college, put a bowl of food in front of her, and I'm like, eat this right now because you're going to die if you don't. But is it always like that? No. Sometimes the reverse is true. I will have all the responsibility, and she'll be making up the slack.
But that's a habit that if you intentionally go for it, of outdoing one another in generosity, it works like a kind of a nice machine. Not that it doesn't have its bumps, but we don't do it perfectly.
No.
We're human. But as we strive, because we seek to love each other the way that Jesus has loved us, which is one of his commands, that is a part of serving one another out of reverence for Christ. And when we're both doing it, both of our needs are being met.
So the next habit, let's see if you can guess what that is in this piece.
Oh, yes, this one. Oh, this one. Okay, yes. I'm on board now.
No, you're good. Takes two. So, has anybody seen the end of year tax folder that was on the table right here?
It was on the table last night. I don't know where it is.
Did it just sprout legs and walk away? And like, look at this. Somebody took the charger to my computer. That's about to die. I haven't even started on the taxes.
That was Joey. Hey, Joey, can you bring your dad's charger back down for the computer? He needs it.
Why can they not bring it back themselves? Honestly. And somebody unplugged my cell phone. Can you believe that? So now that's going to die.
Can we look on the bright side?
I am looking on the bright side. I haven't even started on the taxes yet.
I just think that this drives me a little bit crazy because I feel like you could just kind of lift the atmosphere.
You know what? I think right now you need to stop talking.
Okay, why don't I just get you a bowl of ice and some dry toast to chew on and just complete this picture?
Fine.
I'm going to freeze it right here. So where do you think this is going? Is this going to get better or... Yeah, we're going south on this one. Knick-knack, tick-for-tat, it's going to go bad. So one of the habits that is really illuminating is about couples thinking the best rather than the worst about each other. Sort of shifting the paradigm of this moment only, that's the only part of your marriage isn't being a jerk right this moment, and look at the bigger picture. So the bigger picture is he's doing the taxes. I'm not. And it's a Saturday morning, and who wants to do taxes on a Saturday morning? And yes, everything seems like it's going wrong, but he's a responsible guy who's doing the taxes because he loves our family. And that is the bigger picture of love and who he is. And so let's roll back the tape and see if we can shift this at all. So why don't you look on the bright side?
I am looking on the bright side. I haven't even started on the taxes yet.
Well, I just think you could lift the atmosphere here a little by just being a little...
Really?
You know what? I need to thank you for doing these taxes. You are keeping us from going to jail. And you're good at it, and I'm not. And I know this is frustrating. And is there anything I can do to help?
Yeah.
What?
Could make me some food.
What would you like?
Mac and cheese.
I'll have some for you in 20 minutes.
Thanks. So she just soothed the savage beast, right, with her words. So the habit is assume the best and not the worst. Your wife, your husband is not trying to drive you insane. They did not get up this morning and go, I'm going to ruin his life. That's just not what's going on, right? So assume the best possible explanation for what is going on in terms of their behavior rather than the worst possible explanation. Otherwise, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
So I've had to learn this and still learn it because I have my moments. He'll call me and say, do you have this information about whatever? I need it like right away.
Call me back immediately.
So I'll go find it, call him, about to say, this is what you need, and it goes to his voicemail. And I'm like, why did you just shut the phone off when you're saying you need this right away? You just tried to drive me crazy doing this? Why are you doing this? Then I'll find out that in that little short bit of time, either a student walked in his office saying having a crisis, or his boss came in saying, I need to talk to you about something right away, that there was a reason for this. So to shift in that thinking of if it goes to voicemail, there's a reason. There's something happening. He'll explain what it is. I'll get this. I'll just leave the information in the voicemail. He can ask me about details later. Thinking the worst rather than the best rather than the worst.
So on the survey, they actually asked the question, do you want the best? Do you care about your spouse even during hard times? 99% of all of the couples said, yes, I care about my spouse and I want the best for them even during hard times. But if you flip that question, they also asked, do you believe your spouse cares about you and wants the best for you even in hard times?
And the happy couples, 100% believed their spouse wanted the best for them. Struggling couples, 40% believed that their spouse cared about them and wanted the best.
So what does that look like? Carol, I want the best for you and I care about you even though we're going through a hard time.
Well, I care about you and I want the best for you even though we may be going through a hard time.
Yeah, but I don't believe that you care about me or want the best for me, even
Well,
though we're in the middle of a hard time.
Oh, yeah, well, I don't believe you want the best for me or care about me in the middle of a hard time.
So what are you going to do? It's an impossible situation, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So flip that. Believe the best about what your spouse is doing. Believe the best and not the worst.
And I want to add in, for those who are where there's elements of addiction and recovery in your relationship, or infidelity where there's a growing of trust, you understand the differences that is. But we're talking about the regular garden variety, everyday stuff of living together in the trenches of marriage.
Last habit, we're going to perform a theater piece. See if you can guess what this is.
Oh, I am so glad to hear that. Yeah, well, I know this morning was really hard. So they stopped the meeting and they just, oh, that's good. Oh, me, oh, it was long. What a day. I don't even want to talk about it. It's just, I just don't want to talk about it. Anyway, it's okay now because I am on my way home, and tonight is Valentine's. And Hal said the most interesting thing this morning. He said, tonight would be a night I would never forget. I know, but the way he said it, it sounds like he's got something planned. Gee, I don't know what, but you know what I wish? I wish that he would just meet me at the door, take me in his arms and whisper, honey, I missed you. And then he would lead me to the dining room where he's laid out that red and gold cloth on the table with the little French country roosters. And he's lit one, no two, no, a whole candelabra just filling the room with this warm, lovely glow. And then he takes me in his arms and he kisses me and he says, but that's not all. And he dances me into the kitchen where this whole cornucopia of items across the counter, everything from gourmet cheeses to little nibbly crackers, all the way up to a crown roast stuffed with apples and cranberries and nuts and, oh, wait. Gosh, that is so unrealistic. Oh, I know what he did. I bet he went to Whole Foods because he knows I'm on a diet. And he got a whole tray of like organic fruits and vegetables, all ripe and dripping with dew, and little tasty, nutritious side dishes. Oh, forget that. No, that'd be way too expensive. I know what he did. I bet he went to Save More, and he went to the deli counter where that nice man with the hairnet over his beard lives. And he got us a whole tray of like deli meats and cheeses with some dark chocolate because he knows I love it, and some coconut water, and oh my word, I cannot believe it. I am already home. Wow, that went fast. Oh, I wonder if he got me roses, like a whole bouquet of like red, no yellow, no red and yellow roses just smelling glorious. Like when you walk into an anthropology store and get smacked by that aroma of clean, creative orderliness. Then, oh, I'm coming to the door. I gotta go. Listen, I'll call you like tomorrow. I'll tell you everything that happened. Okay, and say hi to Tom for me. Yeah. Okay, bye. Hi, honey. I'm home. Honey.
Hey, smell that?
Whoa, what is that?
Oh, told you it'd be a night we'd never forget. I took the cap off of the septic tank. I'm letting it out gas.
Oh my gosh. It smells like a sewer in here.
Sorry, honey, but it had to be done. But look on the bright side. I got to clean the poop out of the sewer line.
Hal, you do know what night it is.
Oh, yeah, one in which we're going to eat takeout Chinese in the car because it smells so bad in here.
It's Valentine's.
Oh, crap. No pun intended.
I thought tonight was going to be, special.
Oh, it is?
No, I mean special good, not special bad.
I'm sorry. Come here.
I don't know where your hands have been.
I thought your love language was touch.
Not tonight.
Sorry.
I just thought you were going to make a romantic dinner for us.
I'm a lousy cook. How would I do that?
I don't know. It's just what I had in my mind, and I just wish you put in a little effort.
But I did. I cleaned the poop out of the sewer line.
That's not quite the same thing.
I could have been sitting on the couch, eating guacamole and chips and watching Netflix. At least I was doing something for us.
Yeah.
Come on, let me get a shower. We'll go out to a restaurant.
No, all the reservations are already taken, and we just end up eating Sundays at McDonald's.
That's okay. That's okay. It'll be like our first date.
What?
Yeah, Sundays at McDonald's, our first date.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I remember you had on these tight jeans and a white t-shirt, and you got a blob of chocolate right here, and I instinctively reached out to dab it with my napkin.
And I about knocked you off the chair.
It was pretty awkward.
But it was funny. You were so funny.
Was I?
Yeah, because you kept saying these like really dumb things, and as soon as the words came out, you heard how they sound, and then you'd start immediately apologizing. I laughed a lot. Let's do it.
Sundays at McDonald's?
Yeah, well, maybe we can get the main course someplace else, but yeah, Sundays at McDonald's.
Great. And look on the bright side. We can flush the toilet now.
It's not exactly a bouquet of roses, but I'll take it.
Happy Valentine's.
Oh, Valentine's starts after you take a shower.
Got it.
And Hal,
Yeah?
I love you.
I love you too. Happy Valentine's. So, what's going on? Yeah, thank you. So, what's the habit or what's going on here? Any reflections? Understanding? Yeah, what were her
what's my problem? What did
Exactly.
unrealistic expectations? Yes.
So the highly happy couples tended to have realistic expectations of one another, and the unhappy couples, the struggling couples, were 6 times more likely to have unrealistic expectations and to be hurt or disappointed or offended as a result of those unrealistic expectations.
Yeah.
So, what is your spouse really like? What disabilities do they deal with? Or what's their personality like? You know, are they ADD and you expect them to be organized? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Keep the expectations realistic, and then you're going to be happier. The statistics show it to be true.
So a fun conversation item later on the way home is to talk about any kind of unrealistic expectations that you have had any season of marriage. You know, when you have babies, when you go from, oh my goodness, who's going to take care of this child all the time? Oh, it's us. And the unrealistic expectations that happen in every season is kind of a fun topic as we try to figure out how to have more realistic expectations to encourage love.
So we're going to take an intermission now, 15 minutes, and see if you can commit to one of these habits.
Thank you.
Yes, one of these habits. You don't have to do all of them. Commit to one today, this week, and we'll be back after the intermission. See you guys.
At last, my love has come along. My lonely days are over, and life is like a song. Oh yeah, at last the skies above are blue. My heart was wrapped up in clover. The night I looked at you, I found a dream that I could speak to, a dream that I can call my own. I found a thrill to press my
cheek to a thrill that I have never known. Oh yeah, you smile, you smile. Oh, and then the spell was cast, and here we are in heaven. For you are mine at
Listen, baby, ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough, baby.
If you need me, call me. No matter where you are, no matter how far.
Don't worry, baby.
Just call my name. I'll be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry, 'cause baby, there ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no valley low enough. Ain't no river wide enough
To keep me from getting to you, baby. Remember the day I set you free. I told you you could always count on me, darling. From that day on, I made a vow. I'll be there when you want me, some way, somehow. Oh, baby, there ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no valley low enough. Ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, baby. Oh, no, darling.
No wind, no rain, or winter's cold can stop me, baby.
No, no, baby.
'Cause you are
If
my
you're ever in
gold.
trouble, I'll be there on the double. Just send for me, oh, baby.
My love is alive, way down in my heart, although we are miles apart.
If you ever need a helping hand, I'll be there on the double, just as fast as I can. Don't you know that there ain't no mountain high enough? Ain't no valley low enough. Ain't no river wide enough.
Keep me from getting to you, babe. Don't you know that there
Ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no valley low enough. Ain't no river wide enough. Ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no valley low enough.
For all those times you stood by me, for all the truth that you made me see, for all the joy you brought to my life, for all the wrong that you made right, for every dream you made come true, for all the love I found in you, I'll be forever thankful, baby. You're the one who held
lover stands on golden sands and watches the ships that go sailing somewhere beyond the sea. She's there watching for me. If I could fly like birds on high, then straight to her arms I'd go sailing. It's far beyond a star, it's near beyond the moon. I know beyond a doubt my heart will lead me there soon. We'll meet beyond the shore, we'll kiss just as before. Happy we'll be beyond the sea, and never again I'll go sailing. I know beyond a doubt my heart will lead me there soon. We'll meet, I know we'll meet beyond the shore. We'll kiss just as before. Happy we'll be beyond the sea, and never again I'll go sailing. No more sailing, so long sailing, bye-bye sailing. Move on out, Captain.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? Like a river
suddenly appear every time you are near. Just like me, they long to be close to you. Why do stars fall down from the sky every time you walk by? Just like me, they long to be close to you. On the day that you were born, the angels got together and decided to create a dream come true. So they sprinkled moon dust in your hair and golden starlight in your eyes of blue. That is why all the girls in town follow you all around. When I wake up, before I put on my makeup, I say a little prayer for you. Combing my hair now and wondering what dress to wear now. I say a little prayer for you. Forever and ever, you stay in my heart, and I will love you forever and ever. We'll never part, and I will love you together forever. That's how it must be to live without you. Would only be heartbreak for me. For the bus, dear, while riding, I think of us, dear. I say a little prayer for you. At work, I just take time, and all through my coffee break time, I say a little prayer for you. Oh, forever and ever, you stay in my heart, and I will love you forever and ever. We'll never part. Oh, I will love you together forever. That's how it must be to live without you. Would only be heartbreak for me. Oh, forever and ever, you stay in my heart, and I will love you forever and ever. We'll never part, and I will love you together forever. That's how it must be to live without you. Would only be heartbreak for me. Unforgettable. That's what you are.
unforgettable, though near or far. Like a strong love that clings to me, how the thought of you does things to me never before. Has someone been more unforgettable in every way? And forevermore, and that's how we'll stay. That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too. Unforgettable in every way. And forevermore, that's how we'll stay. That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too.
Well, to finish up our section, Carol and I would like to perform a theater piece that we wrote for Family Life, and afterwards we'll unpack it a little bit with you. And this is called At the Zoo.
Hey, look what I got for you. Roasted peanuts. I got them because I know you like them.
Thanks.
Let's see, what's this? Oh, look at that. A reticulated giraffe. Isn't this a great zoo?
I guess.
How's the peanuts?
Greasy. They didn't do them right.
Well, can I try some?
Yeah. Why don't you eat the rest?
orangutans. Oh, look at his face. He looks like a crazy old man. He looks like your Uncle Stan.
He doesn't look like my Uncle Stan.
Oh, yes, he does too. He looks exactly like your Uncle Stan.
Okay, fine. If you feel the need to insult my family.
What is up with you? We're at the zoo.
I know, where the animals are all penned up and can't roam free.
Oh, since when did you become the animal rights activist? They also get fed twice a day and they don't have predators.
Well, I think it smells. Plus, it's cruel.
What?
It
smells because they're animals.
Well, why do you even like this?
You know what? Let's just forget this.
No.
Well, you are being a grouch.
Because of what you said in the car.
What, that you can't throw a ball? You said so yourself.
That doesn't mean you get to say it. I'm 6'4". I was picked last for basketball in high school.
So why didn't you work at it?
I have. I'm much better now.
Oh, yeah, that why you hit Uncle Marvin's car and hit the alarms going off when you were playing ball with Dylan?
See, you're just being negative.
Because you are being a grouch.
So you punish me by bringing me to a zoo, which is a prison yard for animals.
You are too much.
Now you sound like my mother.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna go to use the restroom, and when I come back, you need to be a different person.
Oh, really? Well, who would you like me to be? I don't know, Teddy Roosevelt, Joe Montana, Bilbo Baggins? How about Chris Hemsworth? You kind of like him.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yoda. How about I be Yoda? That'd be something new and different. Honestly. I'm sorry. I did it again. I know. I have no idea how to do this, God. If you want this to be any different, you're going to have to do something because I have no idea what I could change that would change anything. So there.
Excuse me. Pardon me. I couldn't help but overhear you and the missus having a bit of a kerfuffle.
A what?
A tiff. A spat.
Oh, yeah, we do that.
Might I offer you a bit of a suggestion?
Yeah, sure.
Do everything without arguing or complaining. That's what Paul advises.
Is that your husband?
Oh, no. That's Paul the Apostle.
Oh, yeah, right, sorry. Well, no offense, but telling my wife not to argue or complain.
You too.
That's like telling us not to breathe oxygen. That's just like what we do.
Do you like it?
I don't know. It's fun at first, and then it isn't anymore.
Well, why do you do it?
Because people argue, right? See, this is her idea to be here today. So she's coming off like Little Miss Mary Sunshine. But if it had been my idea to do this,
you're doing it again.
Doing what?
Complaining.
Well, yeah, people complain, right? And it's not just me, it's her. If she would stop with all the little smart remarks, then maybe...
Oh, so it's up to her.
I don't know. I have no idea what we could change right now that would make any difference.
Well, actually, that's why I've come. I thought you might need a little bit of assistance here, so I took the liberty of bringing along with me a little green pill.
Are you a drug dealer?
Oh, no, nothing of the sort. You might say I'm your guardian angel for the day.
I'm sorry, you're saying God sent you?
Yes. Now, these pills, they're quite heavenly, literally, and I do rather think you should try one.
I'm sorry, you're claiming to be an angel.
Yes. Now, what this pill does is it makes it such that you cannot argue or complain for an entire day. Sort of jumpstarts the process. What do you think?
I think I don't know you and that could kill me.
But it won't. Give it a try.
Can I trust you?
Of course you can, woo-woo.
I'm sorry, what did you just call me?
Woo-woo. Isn't that your great-grandmother's pet name for you?
Yes, she died like 40 years ago.
Oh, I know. Lovely woman. We just had tea and biscuits this morning. She said to say to you, hello, woo-woo.
Ah, I'm losing my mind.
No, you're not. But if you keep on being unkind to your wife, you just might lose your marriage. But I can see that my assistance is not wanted here, so I guess I'll be on my way.
Well, no, wait.
Yes?
I mean, how do I know that
will work? You don't. But what you're doing now isn't working either, is it? Your choice.
All right. I'll take it.
Oh, good. You won't regret it, woo-woo.
Woo! Woo! That was a kick to it. Woo! Woo! Wow! Huh. Oh, I haven't felt like that since. Wow. Oh my gosh, where'd she go? I just took a little green pill from Mary Poppins. Oh my word!
Okay, I've just been thinking about this. Now I'm just good and mad. I think we should have it out right now.
Have what out?
Our argument.
Do you really want to do that?
I just said it.
I mean, do you really think that that's, wise?
I do.
Okay.
What's up with you?
What?
I don't know.
So what is it you wanted to tell me?
Well, you have just been such a grouch, like a real jerk.
You're right. I have. And I'm sorry.
What did you say?
I said that I'm sorry. God, that's a hard word to pronounce.
Are you feeling all right?
I'm a little woozy.
Well, anyways, you have just ruined this whole zoo experience.
I know.
It's just been miserable.
I'm suddenly seeing that.
And what is going on with you?
It's kind of hard to explain.
So anyway, I just think we should be done with this and just go home.
No. What if I stopped complaining and I tried to see the good in everything?
Well, that would be nice and miraculous.
I know, but let's give it a go.
All right, but no complaining, like at all, nothing, not a zippo.
Got it. Okay, so, what's that animal?
Oh, that's an aardvark.
Man, he is really... I can't speak!
Are you having a stroke?
No, I can't complain. And if I can't complain, I can't speak. I like to speak, so if I'm going to talk, I have to say things that are...
Positive?
I'm doomed.
No, just say the first positive thing that pops into your head.
But that's just it. Positive things don't pop into my head. Remember when we read the 5 love languages and I said that they left mine out?
Yes.
Which were?
Bitterness and sarcasm.
See?
Just look at that aardvark and just look at it. Come on, look at it. And just say the first positive thing that comes into your mind.
Total blank.
Oh, come on, you can do this. Just one thing, just one positive thing.
He has a heroically large nose. Whoa, did his tongue just come out of his nose?
Oh no, that's his mouth.
Whoa, wait, what? That cone of fur is his mouth? How does he eat?
Oh, he's got this sticky stuff that's coated on his tongue. He sticks his tongue down into a termite mound. The termites stick to it right up in.
Wow. That's crazy. I mean, crazy good. Wow.
So you like the aardvark?
Yeah, kind of do.
Oh,
what is that smell?
Ooh, the elephant is doing his business.
Oh, man, that is just impressive.
Oh, it is. And look at these peacocks over here. They are
Do you still have those peanuts?
Well, I thought you didn't like them.
I was just being a grouch. I'm suddenly starving.
Well, here they are.
Thank you for buying these for me.
Oh, you're welcome. Boy, you're being so nice. This is kind of remarkable.
I'm finding it rather remarkable myself. Look, I just gotta ask this. Why am I a grouch so much?
I don't know.
I mean, I thought when you became a Christian, you got the fruits of the Spirit as like a download. I feel like God left kindness out of my fruit basket.
Well, it doesn't just happen to you. I mean, you've got to do your part too.
Well, how do you do that? How do you be kinder?
By doing kind things, I think. And by doing kind things, you become kinder. Thank you for trying to like the animals. That was nice. It was kind. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You know what we're going to do right now?
What?
We're going to go around this zoo. I'm going to find all the good things about all the animals in here.
Well, that would be nice, but you know what I'd rather you do is just take me out to dinner.
I thought you said tonight was leftovers night.
Well, it is, but the kids are doing that youth group project. They're not going to be back until 8, and I'd just like to be with you.
Why? Because I said I like the aardvark?
No, because you're being nice. And I need to apologize for that crack I made about you throwing the ball, because that was not nice. It was just really unnecessary and kind of mean.
Thank you. I'm sorry I was a grouch in retaliation. It was childish.
Boy, I like this you. I wish you were like this every day.
Oh, no.
What?
It's not going to be like this tomorrow.
Why not?
Because I couldn't explain it if I tried. She just said it would jumpstart things.
Jumpstart what things?
But if it jumpstarts things, like, how do I keep it going?
Keep what going?
This. How do I control what comes out of my mouth? How do I keep on being kind?
Pray.
Really?
Yes, pray. I'll pray. You pray for me, for us. I hear it does some remarkable things, woo-woo.
What did you just call me?
Woo-woo? I have no idea where that came from. Just sort of popped into my head. Hey, what time is it?
4:45.
Do you think we have time to go see the otters before we go?
Yeah, I actually really do like otters, so that one will be easy. And you know what we're going to do while we're there?
What?
I am going to start a list.
A list?
Yeah, a list of all the kind things I can do while I'm still in this remarkable frame of mind.
Well, here's to more days like this.
Cheers. So I wrote that piece just the fruits of the Spirit, right? Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, self-control, faithfulness. And so, you know, my question was, what does that look like in a marriage? And it was so funny. I wrote this, we performed it. We were on a cruise ship, and I had two couples come and find us immediately afterwards. And they were like, hey, it's Wednesday of a 5-day marriage cruise. We just had a big argument today, and in our tiny little cabin. And I told him he can go to the main session and hear the good speaker, but he cannot sit with me. I'll go, you go. We're sitting in different places. And then you guys perform that theater piece, and we spontaneously got up, found each other in the lobby, and apologized. And I had these couples, you know, more than one couple tell me this experience. But it was the idea of the fruits of the Spirit don't just kind of happen passively to us. We have to set our will in accordance with God's will. And so what does it look like to do the kind thing in the heat of the moment? What does it look like to control ourselves? What does it feel like, look like to be joyful? What does it look like to be gentle in return to a not great response from your husband or wife? We're not perfect at it, but we set our will in the direction of God's will, and the Holy Spirit is the power to be able to enact it. It's kind of like...
It's kind of like taking a step. You can, in a sense, lift your foot, but God gives you, the Holy Spirit gives you the power to follow through, to make it a step forward.
Yes, and as we grow in the Lord, more and more we get strengthened in that capacity. So to kind of bring things to a close, Shanti Feldhan and her husband, Jeff, the reason they got into that highly happy couples survey was they were bothered by the fact that, you know, they were hearing statistics that the divorce rate for Christians was like 52%. It was like 1% above non-Christians. What's going on with that? And then they found that it went back to a study done by the Barna Group. And all it was being correlated back to a demographics question of what religion are you? You know, Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, agnostic, you know, on and on. And she was like, let me purchase that study, rerun the study with the same number of people, but if you answer Christian, you have to answer one more, and did you go to church with your spouse last week? And when they got the results back, those couples, the divorce rate was cut in half to between 22 and 24%. And they were having a hard time sort of teasing out whether that person was no longer married to their first spouse because of death or because of divorce. There was some muddy stuff right there. And she thinks the divorce rate is really somewhere between 12 and 14% for active Christians. So if we ask the question, does our faith make a difference in our marriage? The answer is actually a resounding yes.
So that's often a question, yeah, right? So encouraging, very encouraging. I would say for Jim and I, we shouldn't have made it. We just shouldn't have made it this far. We've been married 29 years in a couple of weeks, and that's a
right.
miracle. And it's not that we don't love each other. We just have so many things. I mean, he came from a divorced family. I came from a very Christian, very dysfunctional family where my parents needed to come to date nights like this to understand how to love each other better and rediscover each other. We're both neurotic artists. We both have stories of addiction and recovery. We both have an abundant story of God's grace. And when we came together, everyone was so glad when we finally got married, dating
For
to
4
hell and
years.
back with this stuff. And then we knew it all. We knew what we were getting in each other. Talk about realistic expectations. But we also knew that we knew Jesus and that Jesus knew us and that his power and strength in us could help us through where we didn't have that power and strength ourselves. And so the fruits of the Spirit, they happen because God changes our character. They're fruits. They come because we spend that time in prayer, in scripture, in a church community, being supported by other couples like you guys are here in this community tonight. And we talked about all those habits you could do. Well, you'll have gas for that for maybe a week or two. It's the Holy Spirit's presence and power and the help me, Jesus moments that allows us to move forward and truly, sacrificially love each other with the verb so that we get to experience the noun of love with God in our midst. So for those of you tonight who need some encouragement, it's not the end of the story. Keep moving forward. If you don't know Jesus, we would encourage you to check him out because he loves you and he loves your marriage.
Let me
Anything
close
else?
this. Yeah, we've loved being with you guys. I'm going to close this section with prayer. Lord Jesus, thank you so much that you care for our marriages and you care for us as individuals, and that we're never done with the journey, and that you are in the boat with us working things out. So God, I pray for all the marriages represented in this room, that you bless them, watch over them, and keep them, God, and lead them on into higher and higher levels of just strength and maturity and love in you. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Thank you guys, it's been an honor.
And if you want to experience more of Acts of Renewal, they will be here at Rolling Hills Church, tomorrow morning. So, you can come back and get more of them. But right now, in just a moment, Joy Haley and the band is going to be playing a song. But this is a chance that we want to pause. And COVID has been hard on relationships. Conflict is up, anxiety is up, depression is up, anger is up. There have been moments in COVID that you guys have not acted the way you'd like to act. There have been hurts, there have been frustrations, there's been boredom. We could go on and on and on. But what those of us with Every Marriage Matters would like is this to be a fresh beginning, a chance to reconnect with each other. And so I want you to just really think about how can we be kinder, because when we get stressed, you know what? We stop being kind. Stress brings out the worst in us. And research says that the average American is 60% more stressed than before COVID. So I was just thinking of 1 Peter 4:8. It says, above all, love each other deeply, because love covers a multitude of sins. There's things that have happened that you just need to forget. There's things that you need to start over. And as Joy Haley and her friend and the band plays, what I'd like everybody to do is just stand up. In fact, I'd like you to stand up right now. And if you're with your significant other, put your arm around them, look at them. And you know what? The church told us that everybody could just dance. They said, it's okay. I came from a tradition where you just don't dance in church. But you know what? You can dance here. And this is a great chance to hold each other close, look in each other's eyes, say something kind and nice, and dance.
I've been a walking heart. I've made a mess of me. The person that I've been lately ain't who I wanna be. But you stay right beside me. Watch as the storm blows through, and I need you. Oh, God made you for the ups and downs. God gave me you for the days of doubt. When I think I lost my way, there are no words here left to say it's true. God gave me you. More here than what we're seeing, a divine conspiracy. That you, an angel love, could somehow fall for me. But always be love's great martyr, and I'll be the flattered fool, and I choose you. Oh, God gave me you for the ups and downs. God gave me you for the days of doubt. When I think I lost my way, there are no words here left to say it's true. God gave me you. On my own, I'm only half of what I could be. I can't do without you. And we are stitched together, and what love has tethered, may we never undo. God gave me you for the ups and downs. God gave me you for the days of doubt. Oh, God gave me you for the ups and downs. God gave me you for the days of doubt. When I think I lost my way, there are no words here left to say it's true. God gave me you.
God brought each one of you together. And what we're going to do right now is, first of all, we want to thank Rolling Hills Church. They actually gave us the facility because they believe in marriage and they want to help marriages happen. So Pastor Bill Colton is going to come up and he's going to pray for your marriage. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Steve. Boy, I don't know about you guys, but this blessed my soul tonight. The way things have been lately, boy, do we need some laughter in our lives? And we got that. We got some great music. I hope you were as blessed by all that as I am. So it's a pleasure to be able to pray for you. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for marriage. You instituted, you created it, Father. It's such a foundational stone in your economy. Better marriages make better families, and better families, better communities, and better communities, better countries, and better countries, a better world, Father. And that is so foundational to your kingdom. We're grateful you gave us marriage, and it's not always easy, but boy, tonight we had some good teaching, and we had encouragement. And Father, I thank you for that. I thank you for organizations like Every Marriage Matters and Family Life and Marriage Team and the marriage team here at Rolling Hills and marriage teams like that in other churches, Father, that they can continue to encourage people and help them on the road to having a good marriage. And Father, I want to pray for every couple here, every marriage in this room, that somehow, some way tonight, they walk away with something that will improve their marriage, improve their relationship, something they can apply, Father, that will make their marriage better. If there's people in this room who are single or contemplating marriage, Father, that they will hear you speaking to them. And for them and every marriage that needs help, that they'll reach out for that kind of help because it's there. And you've gifted people like I just mentioned who use the gifts that you've given them to advance your kingdom in the context of marriage. So thank you for that. Thank you for this evening. Thank you for Steve, Dr. Steve, and his leadership tonight. And I just pray that everybody goes from here encouraged and closer to you and closer to each other. And I pray that in your Son, Jesus' holy name. Amen.
Hey, thank you, Bill. Thank you. Remember, what we're looking at is we want to challenge you. 4 dates in the next 4 weeks. And in just a moment, we're going to have a closing song, which again, step out into the aisles and dance. Enjoy this song. Some upcoming events for you, because we want to try to provide opportunities for dancing and dating. Is that we're going to have October 15th. All of you are on the mailing list. We will send you an invite for a paint night, a couples paint night. There's also a couples conference at Cannon Beach on November 5th. We're trying to put together a New Year's Eve party for couples to all get together on December 31st. Information about that will be coming out, and there will be a Weekend to Remember event on November 19th. And in just a moment, Joy Haley's gonna close us, but before that, whoever can get to me first, I've got tickets for the Weekend to Remember, free tickets right here. So whoever can get to me first, I want to thank Marriage Team, Family Life, The Way, the Fish, Every Marriage Matters, Rolling Hills. Thank you very much. And we've got a fight here. Somebody was very quick. Enjoy Weekend to Remember. So I'll give you a book, though. Thank you so much. Joy Haley, you can get information about her on any music platform, J-O-I, Haley. And I just Googled it, and you're everywhere. Thank you. It's all yours, and thank you for joining us.
Well, while you're dancing, we encourage you to sing along too. This is Stand By Me. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, tumble and fall, and the mountains should crumble to the sea. I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me, stand by me.
Wide enough, baby.
If you need me, call me. No matter where you are, no matter how far.
Don't worry, baby.
Just call my name. I'll be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry, 'cause baby,